Americans tend to have the mistaken sense that everybody in the world wants what we want, and everybody in the world thinks like we think. And it's not true, right? There are cultural differences, and people look at things through a different lens, and they've had different experiences, and they don't negotiate or behave the same way we do. So, and I don't know that there's a way that you can read your way into that. I don't know if you can read enough books or study enough to really get it. You have to be immersed in it, I think, to truly understand it. And I was immersed in it for several years, and there's still elements of those cultural differences that surprise me on a daily basis, right? And that doesn't mean they're right or we're wrong or any other thing. It's just a lot to understand for any person when it comes to those negotiating practices. And when you take a guy like the president or the vice president, who it's their job to understand every culture on earth, you're going to get it wrong sometimes. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to have to like learn as you go. And that's just kind of the weird thing about being a politician and dealing with global politics.
How do you explain the disconnect between what's actually happening on the front lines in Ukraine and what Americans are being told by some of their leaders?
Well, some of it, I don't know. Like, what I honestly believe is, have you ever seen a video of what a bot farm looks like?
Oh, yeah.
And you see that, and then those bot farms are pumping out propaganda nonsense all over the United States all the time, right? The internet's a good thing, but it's also opens you up and makes you a little vulnerable to that kind of influence. The FSB and the Russians in particular, they know that they can't beat us kinetically, so that's an area that they focused a significant amount of time and energy and intellectual bandwidth into. And they pump that out, and then politicians are generally responding to what's popular. So if they post something, and then whether it's a real person or a bot responds to it, and they gauge that as, oh, well, now I got my finger on the pulse of the population. I don't think they really do, because there are Americans that are crazy and think that Putin's a good dude and Pol Pot was a good guy. I've had people try to explain to me that Hitler was just a misunderstood artist that liked his dog. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you're an idiot. Don't vote, please. Yeah. But typically, most reasonably thinking Americans, if you talk to them and you show them what's actually going on, they go, oh, okay, well, that makes sense.